Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to our business opportunity call. We are going to be talking about the business opportunity as far as coaching is involved. I'm really super excited to be sharing with you guys a little bit about what I do as a coach. I do have a partner in crime that should be joining me anytime now, but I wanted to go ahead and get started just so I would make sure that I could respect your time. It is a lot of information that we're going to be covering, so it may just go by a little fast. It might be too much. You might feel a little overwhelmed. You might feel a little confused, and that's all okay. It is a lot of information. That's why we have it spread out in a group with various leaders just sharing for you guys like little bits and pieces. And then we also come on live here and kind of bring it all together with this call. The reason we do that is because we understand that it is a lot of information, and we find that the coaches that come into our business knowing exactly what they are supposed to do or exactly what's expected of them and what they can expect from the business are the coaches who have the best success with it. So we like to give you tons of information up front. So when you make your decision, when you take a look at this opportunity as a whole and you try to see where it's going to fit into your life, you have a clear vision of where you want it to go, and you know exactly how you want to run your business, because this is not a place where we're going to be hiring you. You're not going to come in and have a boss or somebody who's going to tell you what to do. No, you're going to have a mentor. You're going to have someone who's going to take you by the hand, who's going to kind of walk you through your thought processes and kind of try to help you figure out what your goals are. And once we figure that all out together, then we're going to give you a little roadmap that's going to kind of pave the way of what things you can be doing to help you reach your goals. So I'm going to be sharing a PowerPoint with you guys. Basically, it's more for me because I'm a little squirrel and I'll go off in a little, different direction. And I have to apologize. Normally, I do this from my office, and today you're seeing me doing it from my couch. You might even hear my kids screaming in the background. And the reason for that is because I actually broke my leg a couple weeks ago, and I'm actually not supposed to leave the couch. So I'm actually doing this business opportunity call here from the couch, and my husband is struggling over there trying to put the girls to bed. So if you hear some kids screaming, that's all it is. Typically they're used to mommy putting them to bed, and tonight I'm the one doing this for you guys here, and my husband's putting them to bed. So we'll see how it goes. But this is a blessing that I get to do this even from my couch and even from my house, so I am excited to share this information with you guys, regardless of how it's being done. So I am going to share my screen. Like I said, it's more for my own to keep myself on track than anything else. I'm going to start, well, this is Kristen's slide, so once she comes, I'll let her introduce herself. But for those of you who don't know me, maybe you're seeing my face for the first time, maybe I wasn't the one that invited you to our sneak peek group. If so, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little background on me. My name is Bianca O'Brien. I am 39 years old. I'm a wife. I am a mom. I have 3 girls, a 16-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. I used to work as a nurse, also a flight attendant. I've been a flight attendant with a major airline for about 15 years. I've done that for a really long time. When I got into coaching, I was actually working both jobs. I was a single mom for a really long time. And my way of supporting my daughter was to get a second job, and that was in nursing. So when I met my husband, and we got married and we moved down here to Florida. Was right before we had our first child together, which is my middle daughter, Alessandra. She's 5 now. We moved down here, and I was actually working 2 jobs. And when I was introduced into Beachbody and into coaching, I was actually, I had gained a lot of weight in her pregnancy, exactly 65 pounds. And I've always been like an active girl. I've never really been someone who struggled to lose weight. But I was always that girl that was always on a diet, like I was always like back and forth, yo-yo dieting. I would do things that weren't very healthy for me. And I kind of had an idea that they weren't healthy because I was a nurse. I am a nurse. And I had an idea that they weren't, but I just didn't know how to go about it the right way. I kind of had an idea that I was supposed to do better with my nutrition, but I was always the one looking for the quick fix, So when I got pregnant with Allie and I gained all that weight, I just figured I would go on a diet and I would go back to working out and I was going to lose the weight. Well, it wasn't that simple. I don't know if it was my age. I don't know if it was the fact that I she was just a difficult child. It was really difficult for me to get a workout in, and all the stuff that had worked for me before, all those crash diets and stuff, they just weren't working anymore. And so it became something that the more I tried to lose weight and the more I was unable to do so, the more depressed I got, the more upset I got, the more I got down on myself, and it was like the harder that the harder it was for the weight to come off. So this was 8 months after Allie was born, and that was when I was first introduced to Beachbody. And I didn't come into this thinking, oh wow, let me go and start a business and make millions. No, I actually just wanted to lose some weight. And my best friend, Kristen, was the one who introduced me to the whole idea because she had started doing T25. And at the time, I had just literally maybe a couple weeks before I had bought Insanity. And I was doing Insanity on my own. And I was really loving it because I was like, I had the happy endorphins again from my exercising. So I was really, really enjoying it. But I was that girl that would work out in the morning and then eat a cheeseburger and pizza at night thinking that, hey, I earned it. So finally, when Kristen finally invited me to join her challenge group, and I went into it and I started understanding the basics of clean eating, and I incorporated Shakeology into the program and all that cool stuff, that's when I started to really see the light. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. And the weight actually started to come off. And that was like the first time where it all came together for me, not just in the sense of now I knew what to do, because I always knew, I think everybody knows what they need to do, but it was more in the sense of, this is how you, as a busy mom, as a nurse, as a flight attendant with a newborn, this is how you do it. So it was almost like I had the tools now in my hand that I had never had. And so all of a sudden I knew what I needed to do and how to do it. And the weight just started to melt off. Like literally, my scrubs were falling off of me by the end of 2 months. It was just incredible. And in the nursing unit where I worked, everybody was like, what are you doing? Like, you have to tell me your secret, because they could tell. And not only was my physical changing, my emotional was changing. I was just becoming a different person, where I was very upset and sad and withdrawn. I now was gaining my self-confidence back, and I was happy with myself. And so people could see through that, and they really wanted to know my secret, which really it wasn't a secret at all. So the business kind of fell upon me. I don't want to say good night, sweetie. I really don't want to say that it was like something that I was looking for. It was like it found me, and it found me at exactly the right time where I needed it, because being somebody that had come from a history of depression and anxiety, I could really appreciate what this group was doing for me and my mental health, not just physically, but everything else. So even though we didn't need the money at the time, it was something that it really opened my eyes, and I was just like, I need this. I need this community. I need these people in my life. This is such a blessing. And I couldn't help but tell everybody that I knew about it, because I was just so excited about what I had found. I was like, every single mom in the world needs to know that there is a healthy weight loss solution out there, and that there is a community of people that would back them up if they needed the help, And so it was just a natural thing. And I see Kristen's on the call too. Kristen, you want to introduce yourself? I went ahead and gave my background on this, but I'll change the slide to you if you want to introduce yourself. Can you unmute? Hi. Yes.
Hi.
I can hear you. Hi. So I went ahead and started, but I did kind of I did tell them that you'd be coming. So if you want to just share like a little bit about your background.
Absolutely. I am echoing though, so I don't know if one of us needs to be muted.
I can mute myself.
Okay, let's try that. All right. Hi guys, my name's Kristen Richards. I am from Fredericksburg, Virginia. I am a wife and a mother of 3 boys. I'm also a labor and delivery nurse. I currently work to keep my license active, and I am a huge advocate of holistic health coaching. I have my own personal story with weight loss. Back in 2011, I was 24 years old with a toddler and a newborn. I had an extra 90 pounds. I found myself in a doctor's office being prescribed blood pressure medication, cholesterol, anxiety, thyroid. My labs were completely off, and I was working alternating shifts, 2 shifts a week as a night nurse just to cover my hours, and then 1 day shift. So the ways that I coped with this news was I needed a lifestyle change, but wasn't really sure what a lifestyle change meant. I didn't know a thing about exercise. I didn't know a thing about nutrition. What I did know was, as a mom, the way that I checked out was with a glass of wine every single night. And every single day, I was starting to crave my Riesling. And my husband actually said, I think you are starting to develop a habit. And I said, you know what? I am. I was mentally exhausted. I was physically exhausted. I had no plan. I didn't have a support system. I was completely isolated and alone, and I turned my own negativity and self-sabotaging on myself. I started consuming literature that was drama linked. I was a hysterical crying mess most of the time. I accused my husband of things that he wasn't doing. It was just a nightmare. Something had to give. My spirit was conflicted, and there wasn't an outlet for me. I went online. I did a Google search for a fitness or a workout plan. My husband was a Marine, and that's what he said to do. I wasn't finding anything, but I did come across clean eating. I came across a fitness program, and I looked into a program that I could apply to my life, which was 25 minutes. My husband had completed Insanity. I had a couple other friends that had completed a Beachbody program. I didn't know what Beachbody meant. I just knew programs, P90X, Insanity. I said, this is 25 minutes. Let me apply this. Let's get it going. I got Shakeology. I was actually drawn to Shakeology because I paid $5,000 for a personal trainer to tell me that I needed to incorporate superfoods into my diet. And Shakeology was the condensed version, the cheaper version of the amount of pills, superfoods, herbal remedies, things that I was getting at the health food store. It was just, it worked for my life. It was affordable at the time and couldn't afford a gym, couldn't do that, put them together, and I lost the weight and kept it off. And it's transformed my life. I'm completely, not saying that this is a cure, but I'm completely off of all medications. I am in the best shape of my life. I did this through a pregnancy, postpartum journey, breastfeeding. I just recently lost another 60 pounds the last year and a half. And I have been a part of an amazing community. And I have become that challenger, that coach, that person who offers challenge groups. And it is almost a responsibility of mine now to reach women who are isolated, alone, unsure of a plan, need somebody to guide them through it, be a beacon of light, give them hope, fill their head with positivity, and get them to being the best versions of themselves, happier moms in the chaos of life. So that is just a quick story of mine and how much I love this opportunity. It's incredible. So thanks, Bianca.
Unmute. Was that me that was making you echo?
I'm not sure. I think it's good now.
Okay, good. As long as that works. Okay, so I will talk a little bit really quick about our team. I know that before I came into this opportunity, I mentioned to you guys I wasn't looking for a business. I actually had a very, very twisted idea of what a coach was. And I think a lot of people have this misconception, basically because we are on social media posting our sweaty selfies, and we do give a lot of nutrition tips. And, and I think a lot of people think that, maybe you need to have some kind of a fitness background, or you need to be some kind of nutritionist, or perhaps they even think that, they need to be a good salesperson. I know that I had that fear before I started. I was like, I can't sell anything. Like, I was that kid that my dad had to buy the whole box of chocolates so I can go on the field trip. Like, I couldn't go knock door to door and sell it when I had to. So I totally get like the misconceptions that are out there, that people have, like the fears that people have. And I know that sometimes some people feel like almost unworthy of being a coach, like they're not at their goal weight. So like, who's going to want them to like be their coach if they can't even, have their own health and fitness under control? So a lot of misconceptions, a lot of things that you think a coach is, or that a coach should be. But I'll tell you guys, that's really not, none of it. Like, a coach is basically, if I was to put it like in the simplest way, a coach is an accountability partner. You really are somebody who is a product of the product, who is using the programs, who is being a proof that they work, and you are actively enjoying, inviting people to join you in the challenge group. Now, Kristen talked a little bit about the challenge group. I see that Heather's on the call. I'm going to let her tell you guys a little bit of challenge group, because Heather is actually one of the newest leaders on our team. And I know that she hasn't been a coach very long. I'll let her give you the background story, but I know that she came to this also as a challenger, right? So she has a firsthand experience on what like being a challenger is like. So I'll let her talk a little bit about that. Heather, do you want to mute yourself?
Okay, did it work?
Yeah.
Okay, so I started my journey as a coach in January. I'm a professional. I'm a CPA by trade, and just really love Beachbody. I have done several of their programs before. I took a little bit of a break to go off and do running for a year. But in January, I came back because I was ready to get back into working out every day. And I signed up as a coach because I had so many people asking me already what I was doing. So I figured, if I could make a little bit of money doing this, even if it's $20, it's worth giving it a shot. So it turned out to be way more than I ever imagined or dreamed of. It has been an answer to many, many prayers. It has brought in a whole new sisterhood with all of these other coaches on this team. And like they were saying, it brings a whole new level of accountability. It came to a point to where, we're all going through these programs together. And there were a lot of days that I worked out just because I didn't want to disappoint the girls, just because I knew they were all working out and they had already posted pictures of them, their sweaty selfies. It's like, oh yeah, no, I need to go do that because I'm a part of a team. So it really does give you an extra step, a level of accountability, and it gives you a great sisterhood. As a coach, you are never a single solitaire, like on your own little island as a coach. The second you join in, it's like you're in this network and you get to benefit off of everybody's skill set. Because we really do work as a team. We help to build each other up. It's been phenomenal. So needless to say, I signed up as a hobby coach. I do still work full time, but I do my coaching. I spend about an hour or two a day doing my coaching, and it has just really taken off, and I absolutely love every single second of it.
Yay. Thank you for sharing that. It's always good to get a perspective from a newer coach. Kristen and I have been in the business for a while. I'm going on 5 years. It's crazy to think that it's been 5 years. But I think a lot of people look to us sometimes and they say, well, she's been doing this forever and it's easy for her because she's built the network and she has so many followers and all that. And it has nothing to do with that. Your drive is where your business is going to come from. A lot, like I was just talking to a girl who has been thinking about coaching for a while, and turns out that she's from the same city as the top coach of our network is. And she said, well, there's no way I'm going to be successful because I can't compete with that. And I said, you don't have to compete with that. That's like, I don't know if I've ever coached anybody in the same city where I am. Like, I think most of my, my challenges and my coaches come from so many places, but definitely you don't have to have a network already built. You don't have to, know everybody in your city. You don't, it really comes from your drive. When I started this business, I had 400 friends on Facebook, and most of which I didn't even were people from that I knew from high school that I didn't even talk to anymore. So it's really where if you want to make it work, you'll make it work. Anything that stands against you, we have a solution for. So really, it just really depends on your drive. It's not your abilities. Let me pull out the next slide. So basically, if we're gonna, get like a lot of people, they're confused. They're like, okay, if I don't have to be a personal trainer, how am I gonna coach people? Like, how am I gonna teach them what they need to do? Really, guys, you don't have to teach anything. These programs are done by experts and the best experts that are in the field. We have the best. Top personal trainers and nutritionists in the whole fitness industry working for us, putting these programs together. The programs work. So much so that Beachbody themselves give people 100% money back guarantee, because they know that if they try it and they drink the shakes for 2 weeks, or if they do a whole program, they're gonna see results. So it's all that stuff is done for you. You don't have to do anything. What we do is we run challenge groups, kind of like Kristen and Heather mentioned before. They're usually 30, 60, 90-day groups, depending on what program you're doing. And in these challenge groups, we really walk people through the process of making this work for them in their busy lifestyles. So it doesn't matter if you're work outside the home or if you're a stay-at-home mom, how are they going to make this work? Because again, it's not about what you need to do. It's about, okay, I have this information. How am I going to do it? If I'm this busy, how am I going to incorporate all that? Because let's just face it, everybody's busy. We like to say that it's an excuse, but it really isn't. It's reality. People's lives are just busy. And so when you are able to give them a workout that, like Kristen said, is 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and they don't have to leave their house to do it, it just makes it doable. It makes something that they're able to follow. And that's where the results come from. Yes, it's a compound system. It's not just one thing. You can't, just drink Shakeology and call it a day and then lose 50 pounds. We would never claim that, because that just wouldn't work. You have to incorporate the whole thing. It's the fitness that, the workout programs that you follow, along with the right supplements for you. Shakeology may be the best one for you. It may not be. We may have a different supplement that's best for you. So it really is on a personal level, and you figure that out with your coach. But you incorporate those things together. When you bring in the fitness, you bring in the right supplements and the clean eating principles that we follow 80% of the time. And then on top of it, you throw in a community and the support that you get from your coach, your daily tips that we give you, the recipes, meal plans, and all that stuff. Like, you have all the resources. The only way you can not be successful is if you really don't follow it. But if you follow it, you're going to get results. And basically, that's those results that you get. That's going to be your billboard. That's going to be what's going to attract people to you. And that's where your clients are going to come from, because people are going to see you. They're going to see you lose the weight. They're going to see you tone. They're going to see you change. And they're going to automatically want to know what you're doing. So if we do our job right and teach you how to market that, how to use attraction marketing on your social media so that you can post creatively, and so that people are curious about what you're doing and they're messaging you and they're asking you, how do I do this? Then you're going to have success as a coach, which takes me to the next slide. Kristen, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So what are the benefits of being a coach? This is a big topic, and it's really what you want to make of it. For me, the benefits are I get to get in shape. I get to be in the best shape of my life. I get to pick my hours. I don't have anybody telling me what to do. I am mentored. I'm given a game plan. I set goals with my mentor, and then it's a task sheet, something that I can do each day. So I get to work my business in an hour a day of the business producing activities that I need to do. The rest, I feel like I get to play. And when I say I get to play, I get to do my workouts. I get to meal prep with my boys. I get to go to the store. Things that I actually dreaded as a challenger that I didn't want to do, I now enjoy because I get to share with other moms, give them value, and I feel good because I'm paying it forward. I was able the first month to cover my product. And again, Beachbody doesn't guarantee any level of income. It really is based on his or her skill level and skill. But what I was able to do is each month I set a goal of helping, a certain amount of people. And that turned into this person was getting helped and they wanted their friends, their family to join our next challenge group. And then they were getting results. So we were all getting results. We were all having a good time. Again, not everybody got the amazing results because not everybody was at a place in their life to commit fully. Still got progress. What happened was then I was able to pay a cell phone bill. Then I was able to cover my children's soccer practice and events. Then it got to where I was able to cover my mortgage. And then I was able to cover 2 shifts a week as a nurse. And it slowly but surely compounded to where my business now is my full-time income and my nursing is now my hobby income. So for a long time, I built this business around a full-time job, and the rewards from that, I've been on several trips to LA, Cancun, Riviera Maya. I've been to Pennsylvania, Florida. Where else have I been? Indianapolis, Nashville, Vegas. I've been like so many places in the 5 years as a coach that my husband and I couldn't even afford to take our kids 2 hours away for 2 nights in a hotel. The amount of travel that we've been able to do is phenomenal, paid for. And I get to be around people like me who are working on themselves daily, who are paying it forward, who want to reach more people, who want to make an impact and live a healthier and happier version of themselves while reaching their goals. So whatever goal or desire that you have right now, imagine if it was being reached. This is a vessel to reaching the things that you desire, the things that will bring you joy. And if you are in a place of, there's no way that could happen to me, that was me 5 years ago. And I'm asking you to dream big because this could be your ticket to that place.
Love it. Let me pull up the next slide. I have to switch back and forth. My computer is doing funny things to me today. But okay, so Kristen did like an awesome job explaining exactly what you get out of being a coach. I mean, I think much more so for me, like everybody takes something differently out of it. I was actually talking to one of my friends today, a success partner, and for her, it really has been about the income. She really hates her job and she wants to leave her job really, really bad. It was never that case for me. I love my job. And I don't want to stop flying. So it's kind of like there's different things for everybody. For me, it's always been about the community. So the number one thing that I've gained, definitely, I get to work with my best friend. We're business partners and we get to see each other every day, which I'm sure, we went to nursing school together. And I'm sure if we weren't running this business, we wouldn't see as much of each other and be so present in each other's lives like we are now. So for me, one of the main things is definitely the community, the friendships. My team is like my family. They brought me flowers. They brought me food. They've brought me everything after I broke my leg, and it's just amazing. I even got like a little motivational blanket this today from one of my coaches, which is super sweet. So really, we are family, and this is really like that's the best benefit, if you ask me. But a lot of people want to know, okay, well, that sounds great, but I am just not outgoing. I'm really shy. I don't know how to post on social media. So I don't really think I can be successful. And trust me, if that's you, that I can totally relate to that, like 100%, because that was totally me. I had zero confidence that I could get this. Like my best friend, the one that was just talking to you guys, she's very outgoing. She'll talk to everybody and she will get them to tell their life story. And that's just natural. She just talks to people. Now me, you may see me now and say, oh, wow, you're very like outgoing and stuff. I'm totally not. I'm a total introvert. I'm very shy. I had a deathly fear of public speaking. And so I every single like reservation that you have about being a coach, I had it. I guarantee you. But the way I've managed to be successful is really by staying coachable. So I knew coming into this that it was going to take some time for me to learn it. Just kind of like when I went to nursing school, it took me 4 years to like really learn everything that I needed to learn to be a nurse. So I knew coming into it, I was going to have to learn a lot of things, especially social media, which I had no idea. I had no like experience with any of this. I didn't even know what network marketing was. So for me, it was all 100% brand new. I stayed coachable. We do have the advantage of being in the number one team in the network. And that, I'm not going to lie to you guys, that's probably like our biggest perk. We do have the top coach. She's been top coach for 4 years. She gladly gives us her system, which gladly we pass forward to our coaches, and it worked for her. It worked for her coaches. It's working for Kristen. It's working for me, and it's working for our coaches. So it really is something that you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just really have to be open to learning and knowing, being patient with yourself, knowing that it's going to take some time. You're not going to make money like $100 million overnight. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. It is really a job that you're learning. So there, you are going to get online training. We do weekly team calls. Melanie does her own. We do our own. So you get like, the best of both worlds. Beachbody does theirs as well. So you get, training from all around the network. You have all the guides and scripts and samples and that sample posts. So you are going to know what to post. We're going to teach you how to craft to post so that you can tell your own story, but you also get like some sample posts so that you have a good idea of like how to post and how to use that attraction marketing, how to make it work for you. You really want to be attracting people, and it takes time to learn how to do that. But once you master it, it really is, that's the way to go. You will get one-on-one calls with your upline sponsor. You're going to get Zoom calls with us. You're going to get all the support you need from your upline, regardless of who you sign up with. You have access to all of us. We do have a team page where we keep you up to date on all the announcements that come from corporate. You do get the Coach Online office that has like millions of dollars worth of training in there. And again, we are in the #1 team for a reason. I really think it's just a pass down system that just works. You really just have to be willing to do the work. And you might be asking yourself, like, okay, that sounds great, but I don't know what's the investment? What's this going to cost me? Just think about it this way. When you sign up to be a coach, you are going to be a product of the product. So as much as Kristen said, and I said, and even Heather said, we all started as challengers. So you really want to have your own transformation. You want to have your own story with Beachbody before you start. We don't sell to people. So in order for you to be able to use that attraction marketing, you're going to have something to attract them with. And that would be your transformation. So everybody has something in themselves that they want to work, whether it is, you need to tone or you would like to maybe lose some weight. It depends on where you are in your fitness journey. The best way to sign up is definitely starting with a challenge in the challenge group. So you would order a challenge pack, you would pick your fitness program, you'd start with your supplements, the right supplements for you. And that would get the coach sign up fee waived. And the coach sign up fee is $40. So if you start with the challenge pack, and they range, the cheapest one, I think the most basic package is $140, and they go all the way up to $400 and something dollars. So it really depends on which one you pick for you. Doesn't matter which one you pick. With all the challenge packs, the $40 gets waived. You will have after the first 30 days, so you get to try out being a coach, you get to be in a challenge group, you get to get your transformation. And then if after 30 days you decide it's not for you, you can cancel and go your merry way. If you do decide that it's for you and you want to learn more and you want to, start your coach training and you want to start using attraction marketing, finding your own clients, after the first 30 days, you'll pay $15.95. And that is an ongoing monthly fee. So every month you would pay that $15.95. That covers your websites, your tech support, your customer service, and it also gives you 25% discount on all the products that we have. So it sounds, the $15.95, it's like really cheap for what you get. You don't, as a coach, you don't have to buy anything to resell. So it's not like you have an inventory to carry, which I think is pretty cool, like concerning regarding like network marketing, because normally what you have to do with these companies is just invest a lot of money up front and then resell the product, which we totally don't have you do. Like, you don't have a quota. You don't have to sell this much per month in order to be successful. There's nothing, you're not obligated to anything, and there is no contract. So even if you don't sell anything to anyone, you still can get your 25% discount on your products. You're not obligated to buy anything, but if you do choose to, for example, stay on Shakeology, you pay 25% cheaper than a regular person would. If you are military personnel, you have all fees waived. You don't have to pay anything, not the $39.95, not the $15.95, and that counts for wives and spouses of military personnel as well. Again, there's no cancellation fees, hidden costs, surprise fees, nothing like that. Exactly how I explained it is how it goes. You do have the first 30 days completely free money back guarantee in case you don't like it. So it really doesn't cost you anything to even, like, if you're considering it, it's a good idea to just go ahead and give it a try, because you really don't have anything to lose. Like, your money, you can get your money back if you don't like the product. You can cancel your coach membership. Like, there is no, you don't, you're not bound to anything. There's no contract. So basically that covers all the information. And we ran a little bit, like 5 minutes over our time. But I do, if you do decide that this is for you, if you are interested and you're like, oh, this sounds like really what I've been looking for, you want to know the next step. And the next step is to definitely talk to the person who invited you here, whether it was me, Kristen, Heather, or somebody else on our team. They might not be here presently doing the presentation with you, but if they invited you, that's who you want to speak with. You're going to work together and pick a fitness program. You'd go into our next challenge group and you'd get your first transformation. You will order the challenge pack that's right for you. And then in the first challenge group, you will be like an apprentice coach. So you get to see how the challenge group works. You do get to invite people to it and we'll coach them for you. And you get the commission. That's yours to keep. And then you can decide if you want to do this business or not. Like I said, at least give it the first 30 days, get an experience with the product, see what our mission is all about, and understand how the community works. Because I guarantee you, if you at least give it a chance, if you go into a challenge group and go all in a program, you're going to really fall in love with what this company is all about. So at that point, you can decide if you want to walk with the business, run or fly. Like you are going to tell us like what you want, where you want this business to take you. So, and then our job as your coach is to support you there. We'll give you the tools that you need in order for you to be successful. Kristen, do you want to just close it out for us?
Yeah. So guys, think about this. If this is no, not right now, but maybe in the future, please let us know so we can add you to our follow-up list, because a lot of times people need some more time to think this over. Or if you're like me and you truly believe in yourself and that you're ready to make a difference on the world, if you're ready to be a leader within yourself and your household, maybe for your children, I want you to think of, if you were to ask them of conquering their fears, what would you say to them? If fear is something that's holding you back, if you lack belief in yourself, I want you to think of one of the hardest moments in your life, and if you overcame it, and how at that moment in time you thought, well, I'm never going to get through this, but there was light at the end of the tunnel and you did it. This has completely changed my life, and it has completely saved my life. Had I never reached out to the person who had shared a post of happy couples, because I wanted to have a happy marriage again, if I didn't have the courage to do that at 27 years old, I wouldn't be able to speak to you now at 32 years old, completely stable in my life for the first time in my life, completely unafraid and just amazed at what this has done for my relationships, for my family, being connected again to my best friends, and growing a sisterhood and bringing more people into this of just amazing people with incredible stories and purpose deep inside of them. So ask yourself what success looks like for you, and if this is something that you could see yourself being a part of. And if you are ready to jump in and let go of the fear and be relentless and coachable, then we are so excited to welcome you to our team.
Yay. All right, so let me stop sharing. All right. I've done it twice where I've tried to stop the sharing of the PowerPoint and then I just canceled the whole call. So thankfully I did not do that. So I get to actually say goodbye to you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You look great.
Oh, thank you.
You look awesome.
I'm still on my couch with my broken leg, but yeah. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for, just like Kristen said, we gain nothing from trying to convince you guys to join our team. We really don't. The people that come into this and are successful are the people that, they're nervous, they're a little unsure, but they have that you know, those butterflies in their stomach, like first day of kindergarten type thing. They're nervous, but it's like a good type of nervous. So if that's you, like if you think, oh, I want to do this, but I'm not sure, like that's you. That's who we want. If you're like, this totally doesn't sound like me, I don't want to do any of this, and that's cool, guys. There's like no hard feelings at all, because you know what? This is not for everybody. Just like, you know, somebody told me once, oh, I really want to be a flight attendant, but I'm scared of flying. Dude, not for you. It's okay. Like it's not going to work for everybody. Not everything is for everybody. So if it's for you, great. We would love to have you. If it's not, then, you know, let us know how we can best support you on your journey and on your dreams and what you do want for your life. So thank you so much. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share it with you, you know, whether it is for you or not. Thank you, because that was 30, 40 minutes of your time that you took out of your night. And I know that that's time is something we don't have anymore. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you do decide that it is for you, please, 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 please make sure that you reach out to your coach or to the person that invited you, so that we can get you set up with your welcome email, your training, your first 7 days of training, and we can get you set up in the challenge group and started for the next challenge that's going to start. There's a really cool program coming out that I know everybody's excited about. So that would be really cool if you got to do that one. You know, it's called Lift 4. It's exciting, and I'm kind of bummed because I don't get to do it because my leg's broken. But you get to do it. So yeah. And do you want to say anything else, Kristen? Because I'm gonna go ahead and end the call.
Nope, we're good.
Good. All right, guys. Well, thank you. Have a great night.